Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at Mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Have you ever noticed how one truncated night of sleep leaves you craving sugar, snapping at small frustrations, and feeling mentally sluggish? Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're exposing circadian syndrome, the silent disruption pushing ordinary habits toward extraordinary health risks.
I'm Alara Skye, and across this episode we'll translate new peer-reviewed evidence into practical actions. You'll discover why seemingly harmless issues like short sleep or stubborn belly fat add up to a lethal combination, and how restoring your internal rhythm can safeguard your heart, brain, and metabolism.
Your circadian rhythm is a built-in 24-hour timer that coordinates hormone release, body temperature, digestion, immune traffic, and sleep. When that timer drifts through light exposure, work schedules, or stress, vital processes desynchronize, leaving your system vulnerable to chronic disease and, as new data show, premature death.
Researchers use the term circadian syndrome, or CIRCS, when someone meets at least 4 of 7 criteria: high triglycerides, central obesity, low HDL cholesterol, hypertension, elevated fasting glucose, sleeping fewer than 6 hours, and depressive symptoms. Taken together, these markers reveal severe misalignment of the body clock.
To quantify the danger, scientists analyzed 2 massive cohorts, 9,320 Americans and 7,637 Chinese adults age 40 and up, tracking health outcomes for almost 10 years. The findings linked CIRCS with a dramatically higher risk of dying from multiple chronic illnesses.
In the U.S. dataset, those meeting CIRCS criteria experienced 18.56 deaths per 1,000 person years, compared with 10.9 in their clock-aligned counterparts. Participants from China saw a similar pattern, with 2.9 deaths per 1,000 person years for CIRCS versus 2.0 when rhythms remained intact.
Notably, U.S. adults with CIRCS were 6.8 times more likely to die from diabetes and 2.5 times more likely from kidney disease. Cardiovascular and cerebrovascular deaths also increased, underscoring that disrupted timing reverberates through blood vessels, kidneys, and pancreas alike.
Risk ascended with each additional CIRCS component, a graded association. Add abdominal fat to poor sleep and danger rises. Tack on hypertension, and it climbs again. Ignoring one marker may feel manageable, but clustering several transforms everyday complaints into a potent predictor of early mortality.
CIRCS doesn't stop at metabolic disease. The study linked the syndrome to greater fatalities from Alzheimer's, cancer, stroke, and even infections such as pneumonia. Middle-aged adults between 40 and 60 carried the heaviest burden, highlighting the urgency of preventive measures well before retirement.
The control center is the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a tiny region behind your eyes. It receives light cues and synchronizes peripheral clocks in organs like the liver, heart, and skeletal muscles. Once the master clock misses its signals, downstream processes, from insulin secretion to DNA repair, go off schedule.
Light intensity and timing drive this system. Morning brightness suppresses melatonin, guiding wakefulness. Evening darkness lets melatonin climb so you can sleep. Chronotypes differ. Morning larks thrive early, while night owls peak later. But chronic disregard of your natural phase taxes cardiovascular and cognitive function.
Evening blue-rich light from LEDs, phones, tablets, and televisions delays melatonin release by convincing your brain it is still daytime. Studies show older adults exposed to faint indoor or outdoor light at night face higher obesity, hypertension, and diabetes rates, and data now tie nighttime brightness to greater postmenopausal breast and thyroid cancer risk. Lighting choices, therefore, ripple through every aspect of metabolic health.
Screens are only part of the puzzle. Shift work, rotating rosters, and late-night overtime impose a repeating form of jet lag on your cells. Each week, the internal clock tries to readjust, draining resilience. The weekend sleep-in, called social jet lag, may feel restorative, yet bouncing between schedules strengthens insulin resistance and elevates blood pressure, compounding CIRCS risk.
Add chronic stress, limited outdoor light, and processed food-heavy diets, and circadian drift accelerates. Over time, you might notice lingering grogginess, expanding waistline, elevated blood pressure, or persistent low mood, signals that your internal clock is running out of sync.
The good news, resetting the rhythm doesn't require expensive gadgets. Step 1 is morning sunlight exposure. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outside, without sunglasses, within 30 minutes of waking. Natural light calibrates the master clock, reinforcing wake signals and priming melatonin production for the coming night.
Step 2 is schedule consistency. Go to bed and rise at fixed times 7 days a week. Shut down screens at least 90 minutes before lights out, use blackout curtains, or wear a sleep mask. These actions consolidate deeper, more reparative sleep cycles.
Step 3 involves movement. 10 to 15 minutes of gentle exercise, walking, stretching, or bodyweight squats. Performed under morning light, tells your muscles to switch on glucose transporters, improves insulin sensitivity, and primes fat cells to burn rather than store energy. That brief activity jumpstarts metabolic pathways without demanding a full gym session.
Step 4 focuses on stress. Mindfulness meditation, paced breathing, or yoga dampen the fight-or-flight response, lowering evening cortisol that can otherwise sabotage sleep onset. Regular practice stabilizes appetite signals, reduces late-night snacking, and reinforces deeper, slow-wave sleep, giving peripheral clocks a cleaner signal.
Step 5 is self-monitoring. Track bedtime, wake time, hours slept, and subjective restfulness. Measure oral temperature in the morning and late afternoon. A healthy pattern rises from about 97.8 degrees Fahrenheit upon waking to 98.6 by late day, signaling robust metabolic throughput.
Together, these steps rebuild synchrony between the master clock and peripheral organs. Real-time feedback from your journal or spreadsheet highlights how choosing brightness at dawn versus scrolling at midnight shifts heart rate, cravings, and morning mood. That visibility transforms vague intentions into data-driven motivation.
Listeners often ask, why is circadian syndrome so dangerous? The answer is that the syndrome clusters risk factors, hyperglycemia, hypertension, belly fat, that drive oxidative stress and inflammation across tissues. Neglecting them allows silent damage to accumulate until a major illness surfaces.
Another frequent question is, which warning signs should prompt action first? Short nightly sleep paired with central obesity is a strong red flag because it predicts worsening glucose control and depressive symptoms. Addressing sleep and weight simultaneously offers an efficient entry point.
Your 7-day challenge begins now. Pick at least 2 strategies: morning sunlight, fixed bedtime, early movement, mindfulness, or daily tracking, and practice them without exception. Jot down cravings, alertness, and mood each evening. You'll gather evidence of how quickly the body rewards rhythm restoration.
Realigning your inner clock is more than comfort. It's a shield against diabetes, cardiovascular decline, cancer, and neurodegeneration, as the scientific reports data confirm. Small, consistent choices today rewrite your health trajectory over decades.
By investing 7 focused days, you collect first-hand evidence that lifestyle, not luck, directs circadian strength. Each logged sunrise walk, or electronics-free evening, becomes a micro-experiment confirming the science we discussed and empowering you to continue these habits long after the challenge.
Your results will speak louder than our words, so share your experience with someone you care about and inspire them to reclaim their rhythm too. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.